Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go over two trades that I took today and a trade or two, maybe three that I missed today. Okay, so to start it off, we'll go over what I was looking for in the market. We're gonna say it out. We're gonna start with VIX. I was using VIX as my direction for the market. We had this opening bounce and we've been staying above it. We kind of moved up, and then in Q and ES had a pre-market volume up here at 330, and then we kind of started selling off. Right, so I was pretty bearish for the day at the beginning until I found a reason to be bullish. Because NQ VIX was here and NQ and ES had these volumes up here and pushing in the high wick, I was gonna be bearish until I had a reason to be bullish. So the first trade that I missed was after news. So we had some strong news move, but it wasn't as strong as I thought it would be. But it was still strong enough to make a large candle here at 8:30, and then also a large candle enough here at 8:30 right here. All right, highest volume for news. All right, so based on how I typically trade, if I go down to my Heikin Nashi, especially on the 5 minute, I'm trying to do this, but leaving, so that way it's still okay. All right, based on a Heikin Nashi, it's kind of hard because even though we had this move down, it just wasn't as significant as this candle was, and I didn't pay any mind during that time because just how price was moving. But if I was going to do typically how I move with Heikin Nashi, I would have had this like that, since we had a gap in between the volume, and because price traded down here, I wouldn't have used the top part because we have this nice little gap. So that would have been my level, and it would have went nicely with um, over here on the 30 minute. Right. So after the open, we had a nice volume. Price pushed down. We had VWAP here. Like I said, I wasn't paying it any mind, and then price came back up. This would have been an ideal area for an entry. Bring it back with a channel like this, something like that, and we'll bring this back to standard because we already done with what we need to do with Heikin Nashi wise. So this would be something like I guess that would probably be the best that I could do. Right, we draw it as a channel and then look for a break like that, right? Boom. And if we went to a smaller time frame, probably had a better entry on the smaller time frame. Right, and then we also had this nice little spinning top here. So I did see it. I was kind of interested, but I didn't have at that level there. Nothing I could do about it, but prepare for it next time. So we have a channel break, as you can see here. So probably could have gotten in after this 15 minute candle close. So probably around here, more or less, right? 16, right around here somewhere. That. So this would have been a nice trade down. Price pushed back up, held, and started pushing down even further. Right. So that was the trade that I missed. Nothing I could do about it. I probably would have been out way beforehand. These 5 minute candles just holding just scares me. So that's a trade that I missed initially. And then the trade that I did take was have this up. The trade that did take came in at 1104, and then took another one at 1119. So let's go to the 1104. And I thought I was risking less than this. I thought I was risking 75 bucks. Realized I ended up risking 93 bucks. So I was a little off with how much I was risking. So the first trade, as you can see, I entered here on this candle on the 5-minute. This is it on the 1-minute. We got a pullback, and we're at the 50% mark. And I just liked what I was seeing, so I took the trade. I like what I was seeing here. Where were we? I think it was right here, right? So I like this candle here. I like the little volume, but we never really broke out of it. And I was like, I wanted to get out. Somebody told me I should have gotten out, and but I stayed in it, and it just devoured me. So I should have gotten out the trade when the next candle wasn't really going in my direction. I ended up getting stopped out right away, and then I realized we had this supply zone right here, and so I marked it, and I saw that price was holding. Where it got me out at was where price was holding. It was also VWAP. So then I took my second trade after I noticed that, but I wanted to enter earlier, but I was scared. Don't know why. I was scared. I like this candle here, this little pin that we had here, and we did break out of it. I should have entered at this candle, or at least this one. I entered way over here at this candle, so giving them back about 2 to 4 points, which could have been mine and profit, that I just didn't capitalize on because of fear of the trade not working out. Now I also was concerned with VIX being up here, not really breaking its area yet or above it yet. So that was another concern. So I could have waited, really and truly. I could have waited until like 12:15, 12:30. But I took the trade nonetheless because I anticipated VIX was going to break out. After I took the trade, we held at let's see, balance low and bounce. So I took my first exit here when we hit the value area high and the low of the day, and I took my second exit as price pushed up above a volume bar that appears. So I just took my exit here. So that was my trade. Unfortunately, I may have gotten out too soon, or I may have entered too early. One of the two, right? Because after that, price did consolidate for a while, like for quite a bit. Alright, I think this will be a better view. Whoops, that's not what I want to do, but I'm gonna take it and we're gonna work with it. So price did consolidate after I exit the trade. Let me zoom in here. So this is my exit up here, and then price consolidated, and then around 12:15, price just sold off massively for about 20 plus points, right? So I didn't get a chance to capitalize on any of that. So this is the consolidation I was in. Well, I got out here, but price held this nicely. Didn't really bounce off of it. Probably entered, like I said, exit way too soon. After that, we had this massive candle right after. This is the 15-minute candle. This is 12, and this is 12:15 and 12:30. Then we had a nice bounce, which I could have capitalized on, and then we had the continuation of the trade, with the VIX continuing above that 4-point rejection level. The 5-minute, like I said, I had exited the trade here, and then this nice drop. Nothing I knew would prepare me for that drop. I do know that I was short, aiming for short for the day for the most part, but I didn't expect this drop to happen then at 12:15. Usually the moves happen around 12:30. Um, Sometimes 12:15, but 12:30 usually when I usually move, and then one around 1 o'clock. So that was my trade for today. The second trade was probably this one here. This pullback was probably the next opportunity. This pullback was probably the next opportunity, and then we had a nice little reversal back up after touching a VWAP that I had. So price, like I said, this probably was probably the best move at the open. I missed that one, and then the second best move was this here. Was that I entered too soon. I entered on a candle that didn't push out enough, or broke out of. So I should have waited for my channel to break because this candle didn't give me any volume besides this little one here, but it didn't give me any true volume that I could trust. But I'm still glad that I took the trade, I took the risk, and that's all I can really ask for. Let's see what it looks like. The two, just looking for the candles. All right, so yeah, so I entered when I saw this happening. I had my like a narrow, I think a narrow channel, so I entered too soon. I should have, these would have been my better entries, breaking out and then falling. I just gotta wait sometimes. You gotta just be a little bit more patient, and then be a little bit more I don't know, determined for a better entry reasons. When price started reversing right against me, I should have said no, let me just get out of this trade. But it did happen it did happen very quickly, and I just basically just stopped. But this engulfing candle, followed by all of this, were signs of the reversal happening after it stopped me out. Alright, so that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow looking at the pre-market session. So let me erase some of these levels so I don't have to do them tomorrow morning. And then I will do the same thing, recap, and share my thoughts in the pre-market, and then trade, and then share my thoughts after market. That's it for today.